super hyped to be here again in Perk Your Heart for this, our August 2022 episode of PMAP on Cam. In the past years, we have been experiencing um, changing of the business landscape, the business environment, how we feel about work, how we do our work, and we've also seen the influx of um, a new breed of leaders and contributors, and experience the handover from the older generation to the newer, younger generation. And I'm so excited for this segment because I have the perfect topic for you, rebranding the workplace for the youth. And I also have the perfect guest for this today's segment. We have with us a young, successful leader herself, Jessa Yuki David. Jessa is our very own incumbent junior PMAP National President, and she's currently working with Sun Life Philippines and MaxiCare Healthcare Corporation while taking her Bachelor in Science in Business Administration major in Human Resource Management at the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila. Jessa, of course, is a consistent top achiever even in academics and have been awarded by the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila the 2022 Academic Excellence and Exemplary Leader Award. Hi, Jessa! How are you?
Hi, Miss Cecile, and hello to everyone who are tuning with us right now. And yeah, I'm doing great, and I'm really flattered to be invited here in PMAP.
We're so happy to have you today. Thank you again for joining us. And just how people are always talking about the difference in generations. No? Generation this, generation that. Meron ba talagang difference? How would you describe your own generation at work?
Actually, I heard a lot of comments and labels given to Gen Zs, both good and bad, I think. But the most accurate one is that the Generation Z is one of the progressive generations. And maybe because we grew up with technology that gave us a chance to view the world in a bigger picture. So, when it comes to workplace, I can say that we can offer a fresh perspective and insights in redefining the industry. Kasi imagine most of our generation are the ones who entered the workplace during a global pandemic. And everyone suddenly became clueless kung ano ba yung dapat gawin and kung ano yung next step na kailangan itackle. And until the work from home setup were forcibly introduced to everyone, and the Gen Zs realize, or maybe even the millennials, they realize that having a work life balance is possible. And this has shaped our generation to fight back against the traditional workplace and became more enlightened that a company should be more people centered. And this should not be misunderstood as Gen Zs being too much entitled or demanding, because actually our generation is competitive enough to work hard and perform its best for an employer who values its people. So we're not doing this just for our own sake, but also for the future of the next generation. So that's my perspective as a Gen Z.
Thank you, Jessa. I couldn't agree more. There are different opportunities. It's a different time, and I see how this new generation and the generations to come are just simply adjusting and really shining. No, but when we look at the workplace nowadays, no, uh, what would be your observed trends? No, and do these trends? Do you think that they address the needs of the new generation, your generation, um, to allow you to really thrive, and bring your organizations to higher heights?
Yeah, I think it's really good that there are companies and organizations now that are really open for a hybrid workforce. And sa dami ng changes na dinala ng pandemic in our lives for the past years, I think this is only the kind of change that helped us to move forward, because we were able to step out doon sa traditional way that most of the employees are only working inside a four-corner box. Although pre-pandemic, nagkaroon na rin ng development such as ditching the typical cubicle setup and having a more open layouts ng office. So, during those years, our industry is into modernization already. And in 2020 onwards, organizations has progressed again by introducing a work from home setup and then gradually change it into hybrid workforce. So, it's really good that our industry continuously evolves because our generation is always up for something new. We want to have a consistent learning and development opportunities because we crave for new experiences and learnings. Pero I don't want to generalize, but mostly, as I observe, Gen Zs does not want to be stuck in a routine. So, personally speaking na lang, I want it to be part of an organization that can help me continuously grow through trainings, feedbacks, webinars, and etc. And it's great that there are a lot of companies now that really invest to their people. And I think when you show to your employees that they are really valued, you will be able to build an emotional attachment with them. And when this happens, maybe they will not look at their job as a mere responsibility, but rather they will treat their job as something part of themselves. Diba? They might work harder not just to earn, but also with the purpose to genuinely contribute for the betterment of the company in return of being valued. So there are endless possibilities that might happen if a workplace is people centered. And I can see that the organizations and companies now are addressing and embracing this development.
Yeah, so you do see the changes and adaptations to what the new workforce needs. Do you have any additional recommendations? You did mention the new, hybrid work setups, and I think are there any other mechanisms for support? I know the focus on mental health. Programs for mental health is also very big right now. Do you have any other recommendations for mechanisms of support, electronic adjustments, spatial or ergonomical adjustments that should be done in the workplace?
Yeah, just like what I've mentioned earlier, I think implemented a hybrid setup is really a game changer in a workplace because employees can be more productive if they are given a choice to work where they think they can do their best. Because we all have different strengths and strategies. And pwedeng yung iba, they can work better if they are in their safe space, which is their home. Pero may iba namang mas nisipag mag-work kapag nasa office. So, giving the employee a choice will enhance its performance. Kaya siguro in the past 2 years, the gig economy really boosted because in freelancing, they were given more freedom, especially when it comes to their time and location. So
Yes,
our
the big
industry should
focus
yeah,
the
diba? So
focus,
our
Jessa,
industry,
on allowing the new generation to work via performance, no?
yes.
And really allow them to go and find their inspired spaces. How about any adjustments
Yeah.
in, you know, spaces in the office apart from the hybrid setup, or electronic adjustments? Are you seeing that we are right now able to really address what we need for progressive business?
I think we should take advantage on the rise of artificial intelligence. Because, for instance, in automating tasks and minimizing errors, there are AIs or software nowadays that can take over that responsibility, especially in a hybrid setup. And I think this will also boost the morale of the employees because they can possibly achieve exceptional outcomes that will help them become skilled and talented. Then, when it comes to spatial or economic or ergonomic aspect naman, I think having a creative office space is an additional factor to lessen the pressure and the possible burnt out of the employees. And it's good to transform every space into collaboration workspace because our generation are more into socializing and working as a team nowadays. And I can see companies now take advantage of the social media by flexing their office space. Like some of them look aesthetic, fun, creative. Then it leaves a positive impact sa youth, diba? Na nakikita nun sa social media kasi parang it seems like it's trendy. So
So
it's
funny
kind
you
of a
mentioned that.
marketing strategy.
Yeah, I see that trend also of the companies really flexing, no, their workspace.
Yes.
So yeah.
And
Yes.
ano,
Thank you, Jessa.
And I think it will also encourage them to join their companies sa workforce as they graduate. Pag nakita nila sa social media na, oh, their environment is really great. So, yeah, magandang strategy.
Right. Thanks for sharing those good points. Really, I think I would agree with you. You know, an investment towards AI, and then yeah, inspiring spaces for the people, and watching out for mental health na rin kasi yan eh, di ba? So they continue to be feeling fresh as they work, and not don't have to go through the usual burden of burnout, no? So little
True.
projects like that. Anyway, do you have any, what would further encourage, apart from the fact, of course, yun na nga, sabi mo, what, the people would want to work for these organizations flexing their workspace, no? And then, of course, the people will be happier, they less burnout and everything. And then a lot of people are more engaged in working with a hybrid setup. But do we have any statistic, any numbers to show our organizations? Why is this really advantageous for them to rebrand the workplaces for the youth?
Statistically speaking, as per the latest survey of Cisco that they have released this August, 86% of the Filipino respondents there has shared that they have experienced a better work-life balance due to working at flexible hours. And siguro idagdag mo na rin dito yung less or no commuting at all to work because we know that the transport system here in our country is stressful. So, aside from that, nagkaroon din ng time yung mga employees with their family and nakatipid rin sila on the side na they don't have to spend for their food and transport kapag papasok sila sa work. So, the result of that survey is a good indication that hybrid workforce is an effective setup, especially if an organization aims to be more people-centered. And companies should not worry on the business aspect because when employees' productivity increases, the company profit is also rising. And almost 63% of high growth companies in other countries already uses a hybrid model even before the pandemic. So our country should also consider this kind of change.
Thank you so much, Jessa. Um, I have one last question. If you have some practical tips that you can share for your generation who are soon joining the industries and workforce.
I think you should start going out of your comfort zone and start learning yourself deeper because you might not be the same you 5 years ago. Maybe your goals have changed since then, and maybe your ambition is not the same anymore. Kaya it's important to always revisit kung ano na ba yung priority natin in life. So when we enter the workforce, we know who we want to be. So to help you discover more of yourself, you can try to reskill or upskill, and actually being part of the student organization will also unleash all your potentials. Kaya I hope students will be more engaged with their respective organizations, either sa loob ng campus or in national organization like JPMAP. So if you're interested, we are currently open for new members in JPMAP because we had opened our membership renewal yesterday. So habol na kayo guys. But promotions aside, your college journey is also crucial to determine what path would you choose. So you really have to prepare and know yourself better and don't be afraid to ask for guidance. So that's are my few cents for the students who are listening now.
Jessa, thanks so much. Thanks again for guesting with us today. And I'll catch you again another time. Back to you,
Thank
Miss Joanne.
you.
Thank you.